everybody, it's me again, Moody Boo. And I am back with the only perfume I have from this house. And probably the only one I'll have for a while. This one was a bit of a disappointment. It was a blind buy. I just knew I was going to love it. The good news is there's a lot of ladies in my life, nieces and friends and coworkers that would probably go nutsoid over it. So I'll probably give it away here in the near future if I don't fall in love with it very soon. But this one is by Ex Nihilo. I hope I'm saying that right. And this is Sweet Morphine, the pretty pink juice. And this one, I thought, I have hit the jackpot. This is the shit I've been looking for a fruity perfume, fruity floral. And then 15 minutes later, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Really? It went from that to this? Which is where it's at now on my hand. But then I first spray it on, and again, the magic happens. Oh, I just love it. I love it. I'll tell you what's in it, and then I'm going to tell you how disappointed I am. So, and according to the notes, I just was certain this was going to be one of my top 50s that I would put on my Pinterest page, because I have my top 50s I keep always updated on Moody Boo reviews on Pinterest. And so anytime I get a new perfume that I love more than one of the ones on my list, then I take one off and I put that one on. So I keep it updated. And I thought for sure this is going to get on there. And then no. See, at first it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. It was launched last year. Top notes are lilac and bergamot. Middle notes are iris, mimosa, absolute, and rose. Base notes are vetiver, patchouli, bourbon, vanilla, heliotrope, and orris. And it should, I mean, I am from the Pacific Northwest, and the flowers of springtime, it's springtime here now, it's almost May. And lilacs are starting to bloom. We are the lilac city where I live. And we have a lilac parade because they're so prevalent. They just grow like weeds all throughout the town. And so that's a very, very prominent aroma that happens in springtime that I associate with springtime. Same with tulips. Tulips are all over the place, and crocus, and then the choke cherries, or not the choke cherries, but the apple blossoms, the crabapple blossom tree that we have in our front yard blooms. Oh my God, it's so fragrant. So there's certain flowers that I know really well, and this one doesn't give me lilac. Not really at all. At the beginning, there was a hint of maybe potential. Here it comes, and there it goes. It's gone. So, and again, we're already past the beautiful floral, springtime, sweet kind of thing, and going into this really dusty, dry, empty cedar box kind of a smell with a little bit of like somebody spilled some hand lotion in there or something. So disappointing. I think there's too much mimosa in it. Maybe it's also the iris. Maybe too much patchouli and vetiver, and not enough heliotrope, and not enough lilac, and not enough bourbon vanilla. I don't know, but there's not enough of a lot of things and too much of something else. But so I'm back as promised with a review on multiple perfumes from the same house that I've collected since I really slowed down and couldn't do a lot of uploading of videos on YouTube. So this one is by the House of Tom Ford, and I have three perfumes that I haven't done reviews on from his house. The three that I'm going to talk about today are Urban Musk, Venetian Bergamot, and Soleil Blanc. And so I'll start with the one I got first. So I got Urban Musk because I really liked White Suede from his Musk line. Um, but White Suede was so light. I really love the scent, and I still waffle back and forth whether or not I'm going to get a full bottle of it because I'm a musk nut. But, and so is my husband, so that's bonus. Um, but this one, this is more of an acquired taste, methinks, because it is, I sprayed some on my arm. And it's still really light. None of the ones in his musk line. I used to have jasmine musk too, but that was way too. And I mean, no offense to those that love the jasmine musk, but it smelled like my grandma's panty drawer. I mean, that's all I can think of when I smell it. I don't know if it's the potpourri she had in there. And don't ask me what I was doing in my grandmother's panty drawer. It ain't like that. I got rid of jasmine musk. It wasn't my jam. What's happening with my hair? Got a tail happening here. Wow. Looks like I got a palm tree growing out the top of my head. Anyway, who cares? So, but this one is skanky, raunchy, and delightful, in my opinion. I had a big old decant of it that I used up pretty quickly, actually, and I've just barely tapped into the bottle because I don't wear it that often because my husband doesn't care for it much. He doesn't mind the dry down, but the first 30 minutes, it's all barnyard. I'm sorry to say that's really blunt and it doesn't make it sound very appealing, but it's wonderful. I mean, it's, barnyards, but it's also a very floral, it's like an old barnyard that in the last year, all the horses and cows and everything have been taken out of it, and they've started planting flowers instead. That's kind of what it reminds me of, but it still has that barnyard smell. That does dry down and, for the most part, goes away after about 30 minutes, but it's still still stays a little skanky. This is much more tamed down, refined, a little cleaner, kind of a barnyard smell. And I know I don't make it sound appealing, but you got to get your nose on it because the dry down is beautiful. Very light, but very reminiscent of maybe even a Claire de Musc by Serge Luton with still that barnyard background. But the barnyard, once it dries down, just gives it a little, I don't know. I just want to say skank. I don't know how else to, but it's a refined skank. She is a lady of the night that is draped in Versace and Gucci. I mean, this is a very refined kind of skanky smell. Oh, love it. Love it. So anyway, sillage and stuff is not great. And it doesn't last that long, but I'll tell you what's in it. Urban Musk is ambrette seed, absolute, white pepper, CO2, which is just carbon dioxide, cumin, white honey, sambaca jasmine, black plum, tonka musk, and benzoin. Tonka musk. I'm not sure about that. I must research further in the future. But tonka musk? What the hell is that? Anyway, I'll try to find out. And maybe I'll know more next time I find a perfume with tonka musk. Is there supposed to be a comma in there? Is that what I'm missing? Tonka and musk? No, it just says tonka musk headspace tech. So I don't know. Some man-made thing probably. So anyway, but you do get the honey. And the musk, and this musk is very, like I said, animalic. And then you do get most definitely the jasmine, but it's not a skanky, indolic kind of a jasmine. It's sweet and very feminine. And I do get some of the plum and the spices like the cumin and stuff. It gives it a little bit of that body odor smell on top of the barnyard and flowers. But seriously, you really got to take a sniff of it. It's one of those kimchi fragrances. So you'll either love it or you'll hate it. I doubt many people will be right in the middle, but I am on the love side. It is probably one of my favorite musks of all time. And it is sweet, delicately sweet. but not overpowering. So I think it would is most suited for women, but I do think men could pull it off in the right setting. Formal settings, I think, would be good, and definitely fireside trysts. So anyway, that one's herb. Why'd I shut it? I don't know what the hell. I'm losing my mind. So the next one I got these in order is Venetian Bergamot, and I have that one in my hand, and this is in one of the dark bottles. And this one I actually blind bought because I just knew I was going to love it. And it's a really good summer fragrance, especially when you're in the hotter, moister, more humid climes. It's much better for those kind of settings or those kind of climates, but it's not real good in colder weather, I will say. It kind of got lost in the menagerie of aromas that happen in winter that can be a lot stronger to me than in summertime, like, you know, pine needles and all the heavy baking that's going on that time of year. People are indoors more, so the indoors just has more pungent smells in it, not necessarily bad smells, but I mean, you're just cooped up inside quite a bit more, so it just collects, all these aromas through the winter time, and then you open the spring doors and let all that out, and so it really gets lost in all of that. But in the summertime it's beautiful. So Venetian bergamot, and it definitely is unisex. Oh yeah, I like it more and more. The more I wear it, the more I like it, but I was a little disappointed at first. I wanted it to be more, just more complex from Tom Ford, more unique something. So it's not really that unique. It's kind of a mainstream summer fragrance, and you could probably find others that are comparable that'd be a lot cheaper, but probably wouldn't have the quality that the Tom Fords have. But it is really lovely. It reminds me of a cross between a margarita and a key lime pie. What is happening? I'm like, my hair's like spidering on the top of the damn car here. But that's what it reminds me of is a margarita mixed with a key lime pie. Not as sweet as the key lime pie. That's why the margarita's in there. It's got more of the tart, but you definitely get a lot of lime with it. Oh, yeah, I'm starting to like it more and more. I'm definitely going to be wearing it the heck out of it this summer. So it opens with green and tart aromas of bergamot, of course, and then black pepper, pink pepper, white ginger. The heart has ylang ylang, gardenia, and magnolia. Cedar, bay leaf, and sandalwood, tonka, amber, and cashmere. And honestly, I don't get a lot of that. I honestly do get a little bit of the bay leaf. And when it dries down, you get a little bit more of the woody. But in the beginning, there's a little bit of floral in there, along with the citrusy, mostly lime is what I smell, but it's a really subtle lime. It I don't know how else to describe it other than a margarita mixed with a key lime pie. It's, including the crust of the pie and including the salt around the rim of the margarita, all of that. You really kind of get this. I Okay, I'm liking it more. There you go. What can I say? I'm fickle that way. So, and the last one I got was Soleil Blanc, and that's in the white bottle. And this one I did not blind buy. I got a sample of it and went kind of wacko over it. I do really like any scent that reminds me of Hawaii. I kind of go nutso over. So if there's frangipani and tiara flowers and coconut and some boozy notes and sea salt, that kind of an aroma like the ocean, and some green in there. All those things remind me of Hawaii. So I go a little crazy When I find a perfume that just captures a snapshot of Hawaii for me. So it really does. It's another perfume for me that captures a picture in my mind of a moment I spent in Hawaii. So, and I do like the white bottles. This one is very simple. It's amber, floral notes, and solar notes. Now, I think that's kind of a cop-out when they just give you floral notes or solar notes. Break the shit down. Tell us what the hell. Because they're all accords. When they say solar notes, floral notes, they're made up of many different notes to equal a solar note or a floral note, whatever. So, but for me, and it says nothing about coconut, and I do get a little bit of that coconut, not the suntan, Bain de Soleil kind of a coconut smell. And I definitely get some citrus in the beginning. So for me, there's citrus and coconut, and then it dries down and you start getting more, the citrus kind of mellows out a little bit and the coconut comes out. I think the coconut, even though it's not listed, comes out, and so do some floral notes that come out. Now, what kind of floral notes? I kind of picture, I guess because I'm thinking of Hawaii, but like tiare, frangipani, those kind, but they're real subtle. They're not heavy. And it's got some greenness in there too, like not vetiver kind of a greenness, but like wet green leaves, palm leaves or something like that, to where it's just rained in Hawaii. And I don't know if any tropical climate, right after it rains, oh, the aromas that are brought back to earth that just kind of condense in your area, every time it rains, is just because the heat mixed with the cool rain, it just tends to make this cacophony of incredible aromas that just surround you until it dries up a bit or rains some more. And I get all of that with this perfume. It's really lovely. It's not a heavy perfume. It's fairly light. I do get about 6-7 hours out of it before I have to reapply. I find it very unisex. Unlike a lot of coconut perfumes, they can be kind of on the feminine side. I find this to be very unisex. And I would definitely, it's going on vacation with me. So anyway, that is it for my 3 Tom Fords. I'll show you again. And love them. Venetian Bergamot, loving this more and more the more I wear it. What? And Urban Musk, loved it from the get-go. Skanky, musky delight. And then the Soleil Blanc, another snapshot of Hawaii right after a rain, being outside with the flowers and the greenery next to the ocean. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff. So well done, Tom Ford, once again. And I will see you all soon. All right. Thanks for hanging in there. Peace.